Hi, welcome to another edition of Quarantine Kitchen. Hope your hands are clean. Hope you sing happy birthday. Ask them how old they are. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Jenna. I work with Community Service Solutions. I'm trying to find some kid-friendly recipes for you all that you can make as a family and eat as a family. So right now we have Asian chicken lettuce wraps. This is another one. I have not tested out this recipe, so you're gonna see this in real time with me. So what you need, this says it serves 4, okay, with like 2 lettuce leaves full, so 8 lettuce leaves worth, okay. So you will need a cup of chopped cooked chicken breast, or which one is it? I have this pre-done as usual. I just have some ground pork. I didn't have chicken on hand. I did have pork, so I just ground that up ahead of time. Some thinly sliced green onions, which we will do in a second. Half cup of finely chopped water chestnuts, or you can use a 1/4 cup chopped celery instead. Again, I do not have water chestnuts on hand, so I have the celery. It's a great use for it. It'll give me that crunch. Okay, and a half cup frozen peas and carrots mix thawed. So I actually had frozen peas, so I have those ready to go. I did not have frozen carrots, so I did have plain just raw carrots, so I just steamed those a little bit ahead of time. So I have those ready to go as well. So again, if it's frozen, you just want to thaw them ahead of time. And then you need 2 tablespoons of a light Asian or sesame dressing. I made my own. Okay, it's going to have less sodium that way. Also, I have celiac, so I don't do gluten, so soy sauce is a no-go. So I just made my own, some olive oil, garlic, again, low sodium, tamari, soy sauce, if you can have the gluten, okay, if that's fine for you. A little rice vinegar, sesame oil, and a little salt and pepper, okay? And again, then you can do it to your own taste. I made this yesterday. I had it on a salad last night, and I thought, that's a little too olive oily for me. I like that kick of the vinegar, or sometimes I'll just do olive oil, lemon, olive oil, lime. I like the citrus too. So, all right, so, and then I should finish. Then you're obviously going to need your lettuce leaves. This says iceberg, and obviously those are a little bit firmer and have that nice shape to them that makes it easier to do a wrap, but I have green leaf lettuce. It's so high in vitamin A. It has a good amount of vitamin C. I have that on hand, so I'm going to use that. It might not curl as well or be as steady, but I'm not going on a date, so I'm not worried about getting a little messy, okay? So first of all, I'm going to cut my green onion. We just need the green parts for this. I have my bowl here to put things in. Okay. So I'm just going to chop these, again, making that claw with my hands. Yeah, nice little rocking motion. I'm going to keep this for later use. Please, this reminds me with the with the celery too. And you'll see, I'm using what I want, okay? I'm not following the specified amounts right now because I'm not going to waste this green onion. I really like green onion, and especially since I know my dressing is a little heavy on the olive oil side, this will give it more of a kick and balance that out. But don't waste some of these parts. Like this celery top, oh my gosh, this top is so full of flavor, and even these leaves. I see people throw these away. It makes me sad. One, you could just save it and use it to make a homemade stock later, or you can throw that on salads. These little leaves are edible. It's like a little celery, but a different texture if you don't need the crunch. Okay, but yeah, those little thin parts at the top, those are full of flavor, so you can use those. Actually, I'll probably use them here. I'm just so used to saving them whole. Okay, so you guys getting better at chopping? I know. I go a little quickly because I'm used to doing it. So the celery, you can decide how finely chopped you want this, how big of little chunks do you want when you crunch into that. I'm just going to give them a once or twice over here and make them a little bit more fine. Throw those in the bowl. Okay, so I have my celery, I have my onion, throw some carrots in the bowl. What's right here? My peas. Sweet. Balance that flavor out. So yeah, this is a good one with kids. I know a lot of times they like the sweet flavor, so maybe just add a little more peas. Okay, and the carrots are sweet too, so maybe a little lighter on the onions, celery. Okay, oh, and my meat. Don't want to forget that. But you could totally do this vegetarian too. Okay, so I'm gonna just break that up a little bit. And I did the pork instead of chicken. I know the chicken's leaner, but again, I had the pork. So I just, when I browned it, I just put a little water in there and then drained it really well, rinsed it really well. So getting rid of some of that fat and the calories. Okay, so I made this yesterday. You can make, if you're making your own dressing, you can store it in the fridge for about 3 weeks. You just, it came out and it was a little bit settled. Okay, so you just want to shake it up a bit. And then that dressing, I'll probably put more garlic in it next time. And we're going to give it all a stir. Make sure all those veggies have their sauce. Oops, spilled some. You really should not need to add any salt to this with the soy sauce. Okay, that has plenty of salt. Even I know I get the reduced sodium and it still has a lot of salt. But if you wanted to add some pepper or something, I might try this and just see where it's at for me. I get that sesame right away from that Asian dressing. Bam. That's a good balance of flavors. And honestly, for me, I need that much onion to counteract the sweet of the peas and carrots. Okay, so now we have this. If you want, you can microwave this. I just looked at the recipe and saw it said microwave for a minute if you want it warm. I know the restaurants, that's probably how they serve it. But for me, I'm kind of a fan of cold. Like, I don't want my lettuce getting warm. I don't know. So I'm going to have it cold. It's my lunch, so you can do it how you want. I'm going to do it how I want. Okay, so we're just going to scoop a little bit. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. And you know, I like a good portion in there. Again, I'm not going on a date, so I don't need to worry about being messy. And I have plenty of filling for my hubby if he wants some for lunch. Okay. I feel like I need to attempt to wrap this in front of you and kind of make a fool of myself. I'm going to set this here since I'm done cutting. So I'm going to fold one end, fold another end, kind of like a burrito. Okay, this has a lot. That's the other thing about this leafy lettuce, is it's going to give you a lot more lettuce for your buck, which depending on your kid, right, your taste preferences, may be good or bad. So choose what works for you, choose what you have on hand. All right, here I did it. I wrapped it up one side at a time. It's fun because it's crunchy. This does make a great lunch. It's really light, so it's not going to leave you feeling too heavy. You can go play afterwards, right? Have a couple of these, you'll get your protein. And if you don't want meat, I know I have some students who are vegetarians. Obviously, you could replace that with beans too. Tofu, okay? Some other protein options, but beans, meat, you're going to get your protein. And you have a lot of veggies. And again, we are eating the rainbow. We have several colors here, so lots of different nutrients that we're getting. I'm going to take one more bite. I need to rinse my hands. So I want you to try this and let me know what vegetables did you put in here? Did you have these things on hand? Did you switch it up? Please, someone tell me you have water chestnuts. Pretty decadent for quarantine kitchen. In all seriousness, though, I hope you are all staying healthy. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying sane. We're trying to be a small part of that for you. If you have any questions, my email is jmccarthy@css@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. Tell me what else I need to do, and we'll go from there. I hope you have a great day. Cook healthy. Go play.